the formula for C3, like propine is C3H4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? This is the formula for propine. This equals propine. Okay? So propine has an empirical formula, which is C3H4, and it has its actual formula, which is C3H4.
So is the empirical formula like the percentages that you gave us, like in something?
The percentages I gave you are how you get to the empirical formula.
Okay.
The empirical formula is the lowest whole number ratio of a compound. So some compounds' empirical formulas are their molecular formulas.
Okay.
So for example, methane. Methane's empirical formula is C1H4, and its molecular formula is C1H4. The empirical formula is what its lowest whole number ratio is, and the molecular formula is what it actually is. So let me give you an example. Okay. Let me give an example of that they're different. Okay? Glucose. Glucose is C6H12O6. This is glucose. Okay? Glucose's empirical formula, we'll say EF, is C1H2O1. That's its empirical formula because this is twice that. Its molecular formula is C6H12O6. So the point is how sometimes molecules actually exist on a higher number ratio than they actually are in their simplest form. So
it's like C1H2O1 doesn't exist?
This is a compound. In this case, it does not exist.
Okay.
Actually, no, this does exist. CH2O does exist as its own compound. So, for example, let's...
Is it still considered glucose though?
No. So, the empirical formula is like the first route in getting to the molecular formula for compounds. Now, in AP Chem, thinking about it in terms of two separate things is like overthinking it for a lot of different reasons. And I don't want to get into that right now, but let's look at something like formaldehyde. Okay, this is formaldehyde. Okay, formaldehyde's empirical formula is CH2O, and its molecular formula, what it actually is CH2O. Okay, formaldehyde looks like this. There's its Lewis structure. Okay, CH2O. Okay, glucose is 6 units of this. This is not glucose. This is just when glucose is reduced to its whole number. So the way you do it is you're given some percentages, okay, or grams. Percentage carbon, percentage hydrogen, percentage oxygen. Put me on that? Okay. And step 1, we call these grams. Grams carbon, grams hydrogen, grams oxygen. Because we always assume 100 grams sample. Are you recording?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm recording.
Then what do we convert these to, girls?
Moles.
Moles.
Always.
So then we get moles carbon, moles hydrogen, moles oxygen. Then what do we do, girls?
You
Divide
you
divide by
the
small.
smallest.
Divide by small.
Divide by the smallest one, whatever the smallest one is. And if you get a number like 0.5, you're going to have to multiply everything by 2.
Yeah.
What if you
Okay.
get like other numbers, like other point numbers?
You're already getting a 0.5 and you get 0.3. 0.5 multiplied by 2, 0.3 multiplied by 3. Done. Okay. So what's going to happen after you do this is you're going to get 1, 2.
I'm still at my Psalms. I'll be right there. Okay.
Hi, Mom.
Okay, I'll be there in
And,
2 minutes. 2. Bye.
Okay, so you're going to get C1H2O. Now the problem might have said, formaldehyde is a certain percentage carbon, a certain percentage hydrogen, a certain amount of oxygen. Find the empirical formula. And then this would be it. And then the problem will be over. But the same exact problem might say, find the empirical formula and molecular formula. And it might be glucose. So here's how you do it. Okay, you're here. This is the empirical formula. And here's where your friend's stuck. Your friend needs to go to here, which is the molecular formula. And it's really simple. Okay? What you do, right here, is you take the molar mass of the molecular formula and you divide it by the molar mass of the empirical formula.
How do you know the molar
And you
mass
get a
of
number.
molecular formula?
This will be given. Okay? So what's the molar mass of CH2O?
Like 16, 12, 18, 20.
This is 20.
Yeah.
Right?
I can't do math.
That is. They'll say, and the molecular formula, the molar mass of the molecular formula of glucose is 180. They'll give you this. You multiply those out and you get 6.
Or
So you take 6 and you put it here and you distribute it through.
6.
C6H12O6.
Or 9, would it be? Is that
Oh yeah, so this should be,
the
no, 12 plus 2, 14. This is 30, sorry.
okay? Oh, I'm bad at math.
So yeah.
I can't do math in my head.
So what you do, okay, is you do percent to mass to moles, divide by small, times to whole, to get the empirical formula.
Yeah.
Then you get the molar mass of this empirical formula, which we found out was 30 grams per mole. Okay? Then they will give you this, which is the molecular formula, and you want to figure out how many times bigger is the molecular formula than the empirical formula.
Okay.
In problems like this would be the same as this, and this would be 1. But in this case, it's 6.
Okay.
Is that alright?
Perfect.
Alright.
Action.